Hello, everybody. I'm Leland A
And I'm Samuel Shonowise.
and I'm going to introduce myself. I'm a Blackburn student. I'm majoring in sports management right now. Currently going to switch to environmental biology next semester. I'm here at college to do one thing, and that is throw shot put. My goal is to make it to the Olympics. And I'm here with my guest, Samuel Shonowise. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
I certainly could. I'm majoring in physical education. As far as my athletic aspirations, I would really like to become a really good distance runner and maybe pursue calisthenics here in the future. Right now, I'm trying to build that strength base, and then I want to learn some more advanced technical skills. But on the basis of this podcast, it's actually our first one we've ever done together.
Very excited.
And we all welcome you for joining in this rough experience that we'll make of this episode. It'll be really cool. We have a few things that we want to cover. This is actually for an assignment based from an argumentative essay that we both had to make in our writing 111 class.
Yep, I've been wanting to do podcasts for a long time. I feel very blessed to be able to do one, especially for an assignment, make it a little easier. Want something to do on the assignment, so so this is a main thing about AI. We'll throw in a few wild cards just to make it a little more fun. So first thing we're going to be starting off with is how do you feel about Blackburn's use of AI?
So it's
How do you think the Blackburn students use AI? Do you think Blackburn students use AI?
I personally use AI, not for the reason you may think. I can use it to study when I'm studying. I could ask it questions. It relays that information to me that I wouldn't have, or I could ask it to say something in a different manner, or rephrase something. When I'm working with math, it's helpful just to have like a little tutor there. It'll check your answers. It'll guide your answers. It doesn't give you the answer. I'm still understanding the concept. It's just teaching me the concept in a way that I wouldn't thoroughly understand if I was in class as much.
So you'd say you use AI for the better?
Yeah, for the better. I learned from it. I don't use it to replace me.
Do you think there are students here who do use it to replace them? Do you think they use it on their homework, or think it's going to be a problem in the near future, or do you think it already is?
I wouldn't doubt it. So, I think that'll actually lead to our essay, which is just our stance on AI. So I'll just get into that. My personal stance on AI is I just think it should be used as a tool. It shouldn't replace nothing, only to assist and to teach. There's a lot of implications of it if you use it in the wrong way, such as using AGI or even developing SAI, which is just superintelligence. AGI is artificial general intelligence. Superintelligence is when AI is so advanced, it just undermines humanity as a whole. Everything that we've worked for, it doesn't matter because we just created something that's better than us. Why create something better than us when it can assist us? That's my point. I don't know about you.
Yeah. I'll rewind. I'll get to that in a minute. I'll rewind a little bit to the Blackburn's use of AI. I think I don't know how much it's used. I feel like there are students who definitely rely on it to do their homework. I am not one of those students. I think it is a great. It's great to ask it questions that you may not more complicated questions, more directed questions towards more. I guess I would say narrow questions that you can't really Google because it doesn't have a definitive answer for it. It might just say, here's what you might be looking for, and it's not it. You can ask AI random questions or even advice. I think it is a very good thing. I personally use it to help me with my workout routine and my throws routine. I actually created a workout schedule, a week to week workout schedule, and throwing schedule with my AI, and I think it's pretty great. Been following it. Obviously, it knows what it's doing because it has all the knowledge that internet beholds. So you ask it how to be the best shot putter you can possibly be, and it has the knowledge combined through everything to give you that knowledge. So I think it's pretty good for that reason. Obviously, using it for the wrong reason, such as using it for an assignment, I think that is, you're hurting yourself. You're not doing your work. You're looking at something to give you the answer, and that's what's causing AI to um, completely ruin people's thinking skills. And that's a. Did you hear about that? AI has actually been proven to make people's critical thinking skills worse.
Yeah, because they're not thinking; they're just letting a bot think for them. That isn't healthy for their brain. That
No.
isn't gonna make them grow in any capacity.
I think that AI can be used for the right things and it can be used for the wrong things. That's just got to be on people and the integrity that they have. Um, People's integrity is what's going to fix AI, pretty much.
Yeah.
Now let's get to the.
Here, if I would like to add for a second on to that, right?
Okay.
So, I think Aaron AI, or Special AI, they're different from AGI and SA, which I mentioned like a little bit before. Narrow AI, it's specifically good at a one given task. It could be anything. It could be like deep research. It could be like maybe for a specific job, like accounting, healthcare. But in essence, Narrow AI enhances your workflow by allowing you to focus more on what matters to you. You know, like no more tediously reading through websites when AI can promptly do it faster. Summarize and spit out the most pivotal information you need. No more going out of your way to complete a mundane task, such as dealing with small grammatical errors, when all you needed was to note down your thoughts. Using it safely means not letting it do all the work for you. You know, safely means affecting your critical thinking, which is unhealthy.
Yeah. Now we're gonna move to my opinion of AI. I pretty much covered a lot of it. I think AI can be a great thing. I think it can be an awful thing. I think the integrity of how people use it shapes it and shapes what it is. If someone is using AI to tutor them, create schedules for them, just things that you can't really get anywhere else, yeah, that's great. You take people, take a picture of your homework. What are the answers? You're not getting anything from that, and you're just hurting yourself and taking away critical thinking skills. And also, that's probably going to run into DNA. You ruin your critical thinking skills. Um, you you know, offspring of two people whose critical thinking skills are gone. You know, it's gonna be turn into a genetic thing to where our bodies aren't gonna need to have those critical thinking skills if we keep using it like this. So that could cause very big problems in the future. Our bodies are gonna adapt to rely on AI or things that can just immediately do stuff for you, which is might be inevitable due to
Do you
what's
think
going.
that's sorry? Do you think that's hypothetical, or do you think there's a possibility that like the current development of AI could lead to that dependency of human
I think it's inevitable. Yeah, I
inevitable?
think it's gonna happen. I think what it is now, and no one's gonna like. Only very aware people are aware on how to use AI.
Yeah.
There's 7-year-olds using AI, and they're gonna grow up using AI. They're not gonna realize the risks. Moving to our next segment. What would be a good choice to change AI? If you could change AI anyway, would you change it, or and what would you? How would you change it?
Well, this caught me on the fly, but I have to say, most prevalently, is opting in and out of data sets that are being trained for AI, that are being used for AI. In the same sense, also having standardized training data for AI. You may not need everything. You may not need your personal information out there in a model to be like that's. It collects it all. It uses the whole internet as a way to train, including your information. So it has something of yours. It can do something with yours if someone prompts it to. I think people should be able to opt in and out of AI training data, and I think it should be standardized. If we don't go towards the path of narrow AI, which is what I ultimately want, if we do, then I guess that doesn't matter because there's specific data for specific jobs and whatnot, specialized skills that train it. But if we're going towards like a more generalized AI, which is probably, I'd have to say, pretty inevitable. I think we should be able to standardize what we're putting into the AI feeding it. I think people should have a choice whether or not they're in it or not. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'd have to say if I could change AI, it's not how I'd change it. I think that we could do a little coding to make you make better decisions. If that makes any sense.
Oh, less of a yes man,
Yeah,
more of like there's
or a
actually
mentor,
a
kind of
mentor. Yeah.
maybe something like a mentor. Also, the who gets to use AI. I don't know how extreme I'd go with this. With hunting, I believe they have Floyd cards for getting a firearm. Um, I think that there should be something like that for AI too, to make sure that um, people are using AI for good reasons. They're not just gonna you get it, use it as much as they want, create a bunch of slop, create. Did you know that AI is actually conceived as racist due to all the people making racist stuff on it?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's exactly what I mean. That's not acceptable. The more people do that, the stronger it'll be.
Well, the more comfortable it'll be with
The
that.
more,
It
the,
actually,
the more susceptible it'll be
yeah, it's
to it.
actually.
Which brings back to you need to have some, like with Floyd card of firearms. You need to have a
Yeah.
Floyd card to own one. It needs to be something like that with AI. So people have to, you know, jump through hoops to get this AI, and then that way they're not going to, and then they need to be monitored by someone too. So
I
if
think
they,
that's fair.
because AI can be a very great thing, depending by how people use it and depending on what they use it for. So for certain people, good, smart decision making people use it for you know the right things, then it can be great, and it wouldn't have stereotypes. It's just crazy that AI has stereotypes, but it's just a thing. It's being
Well,
taught.
it gathers data from the entire internet.
Yeah.
People are not nice people.
Yeah.
They will say things. AI uses that data. That's why there should be standardized data as well. That way, it doesn't read data off of someone's Reddit post or YouTube comment or racist, just disingenuous.
What do you think AI is a thing?
Um, I think we got bored at some point. We thought the idea of productivity would be awesome. We have something, do something for us. Then eventually, I guess it got out of hand. We created algorithms that are meant to just suck your fucking attention, that are meant to, like, such as TikTok or YouTube. People found a way to make money, get monetary gain from that, right? Respectively, they gotta feed their families. Sure, might be scummy, but if they, it's not healthy the way it's been going. It's just it can be developed for good. It can be developed for bad.
Do you know when AI was made?
I have no idea.
Really?
We can actually check that up.
Let me check.
Why searches that up though? I'll let you know something too. Stereotypes have also been used in law enforcement. The same AI technology that's been used before has then, like for like computers or like software, has then been developed to be used for like law enforcement and cameras to capture people in profiles. There have been racist profiles actually being captured of people. Most notably, African Americans get racially profiled the most. I couldn't tell you why, but there's been a lot of traffic stops on cameras and like misidentifying people. So racism is a huge problem too as well. And I felt the need to mention that.
Oh yes, I completely agree with you. And not to cut you off, but back to when AI was created. It was created in 1956 at a Dartmouth summer research project. It was coined by John McCarthy. He used the term artificial intelligence. The key ideas emerged from Alan Turning's in a 1950 paper proposing tests for machine intelligence, which created notes and AI articles. So 1950s. is
Wow.
when it was created. That's been a long time we've had AI. Obviously a lot of critiquing and tinkering with to make it what it is today.
It still ain't perfect.
No, it's not perfect by any means. But think about that. 1950. We're in 2026 about. That is 76 years. I believe. Yeah, 76 years of AI. So that's a lot. That's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, just something we felt that was necessary. And there's a lot of benefits to having it too, but
I agree. I think it's it is what you make it at the end of the day. Um,
1 second, folks.
have you seen the AI slot pictures?
Oh man.
This is fun. This is gonna be a fun segment.
This is a little segment. You go online and you see some random.
I believe there's Tung Sabor. It's an Italian brand. Have you seen that one?
You're gonna have to show me sometime. I don't think I've seen it.
It's crazy. And then there's a whole segment. There was a whole trend on TikTok where they go Italian brain rot. Italian brain rot. Can you believe that? And then there's just weird animals created from AI generators. Weird things like there's brr patapin. It's crazy. I used to know more. I had actually an assignment on it once for writing 111. I introduced Brr Brr Bata Bean and how it was made, how it was created. It was very odd. I think brain rot slop can be funny. Is it trying to say that? Yes, absolutely. It's just dumb pictures. And I think it's also targeting a younger audience by those funny pictures. A kid sees a funny picture. Mom, how is this created? Mom goes, it's AI, and the kid likes AI, creating a larger audience for AI users. And then the kids are just gonna, make whatever they want to make, making AI, taking away your critical thinking skills, making it genetic, possibly, maybe. I think the brain rot pictures are quite funny, though. What do you think? Do you think they can be?
They're quite entertaining. They're so unique,
funny sometimes.
You see a guy missing a couple fingers.
Yeah.
But then he's got a couple hands.
You ever seen that Will Smith eating noodles?
Oh, that was terrible.
It was pretty bad. But now within 2 years, they can make it where it looks real. It's crazy how fast it's developed.
Yeah, but I think the main takeaway from the AI slot is that, at least the way I see it, is it's ultimately just a waste of time.
Yeah.
Like AI can indefinitely make endless content. It can make it realistic. It can actually make it like pretty convincing. But the bigger issue is it's just a waste of time. I think there's a few other side effects. It could be propagandist. I mean, it could be, it can be misleading, but it's just endless. It's endless, and kids ain't gonna know, and it could have just hurt them if they don't know. Because it's just there's so many better things they could be doing besides watching randomly generated endless content on the internet. That's something admittedly stupid.
And getting to our last segment now, have you heard about Skinwalker Ranch?
Oh, I have heard about it.
About Skinwalker Ranch.
Is that the one with the cows?
Yeah, you heard about that? The farmer goes to bed about 10 o'clock at night, average time. Wakes up the next morning at 6. Goes and checks his cattle field. All of his head of cattle, that he had 14 head of cattle, mutilated by an unidentified creature. They can't figure out what it is. They're all mutilated.
What do you think would have done it? Because
Um,
now I'm not personally one for skeptics, but
they're calling it Skinwalker Ranch because they think. Have you heard? You know what a skinwalker is? You heard of that before?
yeah.
If
They didn't, I'd go ahead and explain it to them.
Yeah, it's a more powerful being. They are a lot of times, referenced with monsters like cryptids such as Bigfoot, Mothman. They're similar to skinwalkers, and they say there's different types of skinwalkers. They say they're just pretty much super beings. They can teleport, shift shapes, shift voices. There's a lot to go into the Appalachian Mountains. They say there's skinwalkers at Appalachian Mountains too. But yeah, they say it could be aliens too though, because they see weird looking ships in the sky too above their ranch.
Unidentified flying objects.
Yep. And have you heard about that one lady locked her bathroom door? She just bought shampoo. She sets it on her counter in her bathroom to take a shower. She gets out of the shower, the shampoo's gone, door's still locked. Just like creepy things happen.
What?
Yeah. And then there's the guy who owned it while this stuff was happening says he sees weird humanoid figures moving outside his window. They hear loud stomping. They even hear voices off in their woods outside their window. What do you personally think about it?
Well, I'm trying to be very logical. So my first thought is some crazy guys out there slaughtering the cows. I don't know about the door. Reasonably, I'd imagine that maybe she locked herself out of the door. But at the end of the day,
they actually hired a team of hunters. They set them up with weapons, set them up around the farm to see what was going on, and it was almost like it seemed like the entity that was doing it understood that they were being watched, and they hired the hunters. Hunters didn't see anything for days, even weeks, and that leads people to further believe that something of higher intelligence than us, such as a skinwalker or an alien, because it's almost like it just paused. And then the next night, when they're like, okay, well, maybe they're gone. They didn't set up the hunters. Another cow got mutilated. And they've even had that happen. They said a dog got vaporized. Like, you know what spontaneous combustion is?
Yeah, what the hell does that mean?
Spontaneous combustion is when something just randomly gets extremely hot and bursts into flames. And there's like very, very little evidence left on it.
Well, yeah, how'd the dog get vaporized?
They would say spontaneous combustion, but the chances of spontaneous combustion happening are extremely low, and it's happened to multiple dogs there. So it's not spontaneous combustion; it's something else, something of a higher power causing.
Okay, now here's my question, right? Okay, say something did do that, right?
Yeah.
Question is why? Why, if they're so smart, if they're such higher power, couldn't they have better things to do? Maybe they might just be entertaining themselves.
Yeah.
But my question is, why do you think they do that?
Personally, I don't know. Why do you think that ghosts haunt people? Just a thing to do, because they also say it could be paranormal stuff too.
I don't believe in that.
Well, they say it's a mix of skinwalker entities, aliens, and paranormal activity.
You believe in paranormal?
I'd say I do.
I definitely don't.
You don't? I don't know.
No. There's a lot of physics in the world that we don't understand. Like, late at night, I'll crack my window open, then my door starts moving around. I don't see nothing over there, but it's the pressure difference. And at first I didn't really realize that. Then I figured it out.
Maybe it's a skinwalker thing.
No, there's just...
No, I'm kidding about that, but I do think there is other beings out there, such as skinwalkers, such as aliens. Thinking that aliens aren't real, that's closed-minded.
Oh no, I believe aliens are real.
Because to say that there's no other life form in a never-ending universe, that's crazy.
I think so. I do agree with that.
And then
there's something out there.
There's something. And did you actually see they tested higher? There's very high radiation on Skinwalker Ranch. A person. He's actually a scientist doing research there, trying to figure out. He had a brain tumor due to the radiation. It caused a tumor on his brain. He went there twice.
How did the hunters not get cancer or get sick?
They went to different spot on the ranch. The different spots on the ranch had different
amounts of radiation.
They can't explain the radiation. They don't know why it's there. They don't know why it's so high there. And I'm gonna look through some files. One I do remember though is a compass got turned 90 degrees walking through Skinwalker Ranch. Turned off 90. It was off by 90 degrees.
Wow.
It's a 512-acre ranch. Do you know how much 1 acre goes for, Sam?
Now, the last time I did my research was about $24,000.
$24,000 per 1 acre.
Just 1 acre. Can you guys do the math? Because I can't either. That's a lot of money, guys.
$24,000 per single acre.
Mm-hmm.
They sold this 512-acre ranch for $20,000 because of how scared they were. They wanted to get out of there so bad. 512 acres. That's bigger than some large towns. That's a big. It even has a mountain range in it. It's so big.
Were the farmers considerably wealthy?
They were pretty wealthy, yeah. And there's this one story. Cows. They had 4 bulls, very, very valuable cows, and they leave, and they are obviously have it on their mind. Don't want anything to happen to them because it's happened before.
Yeah.
It would put them under, and they would have gone bankrupt if anything happened to them. They go back, they're gone. They look around. There's a cow trailer. Rarely holds more than 1 bull, because 1 bull is very massive. It takes up the whole trailer. The guy seen 4 of those bulls crammed into the trailer. How? And the trailer was locked too. The trailer wasn't open. And it would take, they said, about 50 men. 50 men couldn't even get 4 bulls in the trailer. It's too hard. And they were gone 4 hours. And all these 4 bulls are crammed in the trailer. How does something like that happen?
That's a damn good question.
Here's a point. There are numerous reports of cattle mutilations on and near the ranch. They're also often described as being different from any predator attacks.
Little snack. Can I keep going?
Scientific investigations. The property has been subject, and there's been many private investigations, mostly National Institute for Discovery of Science. They've been doing this. They started in 1996, and the leader of the National Institute stopped it in 2002. Only 6 years, because they leaved it as unclassified because they couldn't figure out what it was doing. Scientists. They have a show about it, featuring it, and there is lack of conclusive evidence. Despite numerous investigations, conclusive physical evidence for the alleged phenomenon has not been produced. Many of the claims remain. Oh, that's a big word. A word I've never seen before.
What is it?
Hold on. They remain.
Incidental.
Yeah.
Incidental.
They remain incidental, whatever that means. And they say the ranch is, the ranch comes from the Navajo legend. You ever heard of the Navajo Indians? Navajo tribe?
Well, I think so, yeah.
They actually, their language actually helped us in World War II. Did you know that?
How?
Because they had a different language from all other countries. It's the Navajo tribe. U.S. military. They were most of the population of Navajo lived on Hawaii, and Pearl Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
And so they actually recruited a couple of Navajo Indians because they were what word am I looking for? Yes, they were very low on people, so they recruited some, and some of the other U.S. militaries realized that they were speaking in their own language to other people, and then they had our U.S. troops learn Navajo language, and we could talk in code. Oh, and because you know how other countries can jam a radio, listen to everything. They could listen all they want. They didn't understand the language, so we could say airstrike 5 minutes, They had no idea what they said. Because of whatever language it was, they couldn't code.
Yeah.
So they could say whatever they wanted on the radio, and they'd be completely clueless. Back to what I was talking about. So the Navajo legend, the ranch's name comes from the Navajo legend of Skinwalker, a Maleficent witch who can shapeshift into an animal or possess other creatures. Some believe the activities of the ranch are related to these legends. You believe that? We're going to find a few more key points of this. Can't exactly remember them all. There are some pretty interesting facts. I think I've covered a lot of them. I think it's always fun to wonder too. That's always a fun thing. You don't figure out the conclusion, you get to wonder, and that's something that's pretty great in today's age because a lot of things are already classified. Okay, here's another good one. Did you hear there's been microwave being spotted on Skinwalker Ranch, just pointing up into the sky, such as this picture right here? You believe that? That was taken on Skinwalker Ranch.
What does that mean? Where does that cause from?
It's unclassified. They don't know where it came from. Do you know what a microwave beam is?
No.
Me neither. But it's pretty crazy. Yep, the tumor appeared on his head. No thank you. There's a helicopter flying over it at 3,000 feet, and it said the altitude was only 46 feet in the air, making them believe that something was under them, making the ground level seem different, such as UFO. That's what they, think. Compass is off 90 degrees. A random signal spotted many times after experiments. Like a random radio signal. Can't be explained. High level of electromagnetic microwaves. A lot of electromagnets there. Phone acting strange. Phones don't work around Skinwalker Ranch possibly due to the high microwave radiation. Dead cows. They think it could be from radiation, but there also are mutilated cows, so that's not from that. Cows act very different than in normal places, such as Midwest. They act very weird. There's people find massive holes in the ground, just deep holes that just come out of nowhere. Giant holes. Don't know what they came from. Just find them.
How deep were they? How big?
Miles deep.
Miles
deep. Yep. 300 feet around. Just massive holes. Very unlikely. They see 3D structures in the sky. Just not clouds, not spacecrafts. Just these shapes that are shapes. There's even an ancient Stonehenge that they think might be a portal, which would maybe be meaning Skinwalker dimension. No idea. On cameras, they see this. They caught this on one of the cameras. It's just a blob, but it kind of resembles a humanoid. But it was moving. That's why it was able to detect the camera.
Yeah.
What does that look like to you? Does it kind of look like a face? Kind of. You see that?
It kind of looks like a silhouette or something.
Yeah. An experimental rocket exploded due to radiation.
I think it's just an experimental rocket.
Flamethrower flames bend around something, like maybe an entity. See that? That's a straight flamethrower. The flames are going around something invisible. That's pretty crazy. A scanner can spot a weird object behind a helicopter. You see that?
Yeah.
Such as a spacecraft. And there's also it also can follow. It follows the helicopter. And wrapping this up, why we talked about this because you see a bunch of AI videos on Skinwalker Ranch. So it's something that people use a lot for Skinwalker Ranch to use AI make videos. Um, However, there are scientific documents of the real footage of Skinwalker Ranch and what they found there. It's not make believe. It's not AI, but it's something that people who use AI like to talk about, and it's just something that's exactly what I wanted to say about the integrity of people using AI. Being unclassified, people would really want to figure out the bottom of this, and then there's low people who think it's cool to make an AI video about something, trying to make it false evidence, trying to say, "Oh, look at this video, look what they've seen on this camera." Well, it's AI, and they're just doing it to get a rise out of people because it's not real on the camera, which makes it like keep good people good. If there was no such thing, you couldn't create a fake video of a supposed skinwalker walking around, then well, people wouldn't do it and it'd stay unclassified. But yes, that is, we covered everything I want to cover. Um, Thank you for having me on here in this podcast. I enjoyed it.
How him got it. This was actually his idea from the initial start. This wouldn't have been possible without his idea. I used some of my hardware, some of my equipment. We actually had the studio here, but to make it possible. And actually, I think it'd be nice to do like another episode soon.
I think it'd be great. Yeah. Well, guys, if you're still watching, thank you for watching. I hope
Oh, they're still watching. Don't worry.
I hope I taught you things, and I also hope that you enjoyed it. You just enjoyed staying here and listening to what we had to say. I hope you enjoyed mine and Sam's opinion. Thank you, everybody.
Have a lovely day. I'm going to let you guys go.